So the 15th century is a real part of our historical heritage, if you like. You know, it's been fed through Shakespeare. In a sense, this is our vision of the Middle Ages, right? The two Shakespeare tetralogies, that cycle going from Richard II to Richard III, it's almost fixed as part of our sort of literary and historical heritage, and it's so different. You know, the reality was so different. This is such a Tudor view of a century that was really a big century of change, a time when the world emerged to look a little like we know it today. So the 15th century is a real sort of pivotal time in that journey from the Middle Ages to quote-unquote modernity. This is the point where the Plantagenet story really gets serious. Okay, now I've finished the last book in 1399. This takes up in 1420, and it's about the almost total destruction of the dynasty from its moment of greatest triumph. And so this is really the sort of the core of the story. This is the end of the season, if you like, if you want to think it in TV terms. And it's just this amazing cast of characters you've got to play with, this incredible brutality and viciousness and the politicking that moves in all these different directions all at once. There are so many elements to this that have all fold into one central narrative. This book is full of strong female characters, and what I really consciously wanted to do in telling the story was make sure this wasn't just a sort of blokes with swords hacking each other up and the women sort of sitting on the sidelines hoping. This is about strong female characters. It starts with Catherine de Valois, and right through at the end, it's got Margaret Pole, the sort of the last Plantagenet, coming up against Henry VIII. So there's a real balance to male and female characters in this story, and that was one of the things I really enjoyed about writing it. Historically, what's distinctive about this telling is we've really taken the long view on the Wars of the Roses. Not starting in 1450 or 1455, I'm starting in 1420, showing England in its most triumphant under Henry V, through the catastrophe of the Wars of the Roses and back until it emerges in the reign of Henry VIII. And we go quite deep into the reign of Henry VIII as well. So this is setting the Wars of the Roses in its proper historical context. It doesn't end with the Battle of Bosworth, far from it. In fact, this is just a new chapter in the Wars of the Roses. So it's a long view, but it's also, I mean, it's one of my books. It's got that distinctive, epic narrative feel that's all about the storytelling, and it's just going to drive through from start to finish.